Knowing it's classic is pretty important, so I've decided to create a sub-series on the channel that will be called Back to Classics. We'll be talking about the most simple but the most important recipe because you use them every day. They have different varieties coming from the mother sauces, everything I'm gonna do. So I want you to tell me in the comment as well, what classic do you want to learn? Today we're starting with the pastry cream because it's such an important recipe that you'll find in so many desserts, whether it's in unique form as pastry cream or one of its sister like the mousseline, the diplomat, the chibouste, etc. That is what we're learning today. So let's put our apron on and let's get cooking.
First thing first, we're gonna place the milk into a medium saucepan and I will add my 100% hazelnut paste. Of course, if you're in a different flavor, like for example vanilla, that's what you'll do. We're then gonna whisk that up so it's kind of like combined and we'll bring it to a boil. Once boiling, we're gonna take it off and let it infuse. In the meantime, in a medium bowl, I'm going to place my egg yolks with my cornstarch and my sugar, and we're gonna mix that until fully combined. It's gonna take a bit of time and it might be a little bit thick, but don't worry too much about that, just like so. We'll then bring over our scalded hazelnut milk and we're gonna pour about half of it. The idea here is to loosen that egg mixture until it is fully incorporated. We're not really cooking it, all we want is for it to be smooth so it's much easier to work with and there's no lumps. When done so, we're gonna return that into the pot, making sure we don't miss a single ounce of it with a spatula, and we're gonna start cooking this until it starts to thicken. As you can see, the texture will be a bit different if you don't use hazelnut paste because it's quite oily. So yours, if you use, for example, vanilla, will be a lot smoother. Once cooked and off the heat, we're gonna add some butter and we're going to incorporate it into our pastry cream. After we've done so, we're gonna place it into a tray that we line up with some plastic wrap, and the idea is to cool it down as soon as possible, but also make sure we cover it so it doesn't create a skin while doing so. Now that we shut it tight, we are ready for the next step.
We're now gonna place it in the fridge to cool down for about 30 to 45 minutes or until fully set.
It has been 40 minutes and now my pastry cream is ready. You can tell it's nice and set, and as you can imagine, the thinner the layer, the quicker it will. We'll then place it back into a medium stainless steel bowl and we're gonna whisk it to loosen it up. It's very thick, that's not what we want. We want something that's much creamier and smooth, just like so. And that's pretty much it. You just made pastry cream. You could make any flavor like lemon, you could do tonka beans, vanilla, honestly, the world's your oyster. All ready to be plated. Of course, you can put it in the fridge for a later use, but the idea is probably to stuff it into something delicious. Bon appétit.
And here we have it for the first episode of Back to Classics. We've learned how to make crème pâtissière, pastry cream. This one I infused with hazelnut, but it could be any flavor that you wish. Classically, we use vanilla. There's also 4 sub-recipes coming from this. We have the crème chibouste, you will be adding an Italian meringue to it. There's also the crème mousseline, we will be adding some whipped cream and gelatin. Of course, we have the crème diplomat, we will be adding some room temperature butter. The frangipane that you know for the galette des rois will be added to the almond cream. And finally, we have the crème princesse, which is strictly just whipped cream. All these applications depend on the type of cake you're doing, whether you want them softer, harder, etc. But if you enjoyed this recipe, please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what would you like to see next on this classic series. On that note, I'm going to try this. The recipe will be in the description below, as per always. Bon appétit. So good.